Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Destiny.
Do you miss me at all?
And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to your girl. Today is fun. This is my first cooking video. So we're gonna pray about it because I don't know these angles. I don't know none of that. My roommate may walk in. So we're just gonna pray about it. So first, it's a full week's worth of cooking. So I'm doing my breakfast meal, my lunch meal, and my dinner meal. First, starting out with my breakfast meal, which is we're doing meal prep egg muffins. I love these. They're so easy. Like literally pop them in the microwave for 10 seconds and you're out the door and you have a full protein packed breakfast. So first let me get into the ingredients real quick. For my meats, I'm doing ham. So I have like these little cubed breakfast hams and cubed breakfast ham and this healthy Canadian style bacon from Traders. Yeah, both of these are from Traders. So I'm gonna chop those up and cook them. A whole bag of spinach, because you know once this cooks down it's gonna be like this much. So 12 large eggs. Yep, go ahead and get the organic, cage free. Like splurge, love yourself. Why would you get regular? I don't know. And because you're gonna use all 12 of those. And then mushrooms, I've already chopped mine. I have no idea how much. I put it into reference, it was half of this box from Trader Joe's. So however much that is. And it's the baby bell ones. This is just one whole bell pepper chopped. And then a yellow onion. Half of a yellow onion finely chopped. I'll go ahead and preheat your oven to 350. Mine is already ready. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cook up all the add-ins that I want in my egg muffins. So the spinach, the mushrooms, bell peppers, onions, and all the meats that I'm gonna chop up, and then saute that all together. And then, yeah. Okay, so I'm starting with just the peppers, onions, and mushrooms in the pan. So I didn't want to overcrowd it so it can like evenly saute. And then once this is done, I'll just go in with the ham and spinach because those will be super quick. Okay, so the peppers and onions and stuff tend to get just release a little water from the veggies as they cook. So I went ahead and lined the mixing bowl with the paper towel so it can just soak up all that, because you don't really want it to be watery when you mix it with the eggs and cook it. Okay, now the ham is in, and this is already like it comes already cooked. So I'm just basically, browning it a little bit, and then I'll put the spinach in, which wilts really quickly. This is always magical to me how it starts out huge. Now let's see what it reduces to. Okay, not too bad. Could have been worse. But yeah, so now this is all cooked down. I'm gonna add it with the other stuff and fill our muffins in. Okay, time for the fun part. I'm taking coconut oil spray because it's like the most non-stick oil to me. And just spraying each one generously. Because eggs stick to everything. And each little muffin circle thing is going to get an egg. So you just kind of crack it and let's see if this is not embarrassing.
What you do now?
all cracked, I'm gonna take just a fork and kind of like beat it in its own little container. Okay, so now we have the, let me see if we can get my whole body in this. Okay, so now we have all the eggs are beaten inside the muffin parts. I'm gonna go ahead and season this before I put the add-ins in. So I'm just gonna use onion powder, garlic powder, and black pepper. Each one gets a little sprinkle of each. I'm not using salt because I don't want to. But if you feel like you need salt, or really any other type of seasoning, by all means, be my guest. But I think eggs are already kind of salty in nature, so, you know, you don't want it too salty. Your stuff. So I've already mixed together all of my add-ins, so I can just drop, you know, a little grab full into each one. Is all ready to go into the oven for 20 minutes on 350, remember? So okay, so So the muffins are looking good. They're done. Pull these on out, and look, they just didn't even stick at all. So you can just pop them right out with a spatula and put them in an airtight container. Okay, so now that that's in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and start on lunch, which is chili, and that's gonna be super easy. The biggest part will be just prepping all of your ingredients and putting it into a pot. So let me go ahead and prep all my ingredients, and I'll get right back with you guys. Okay, so for this chili for lunch, you'll need ground beef, do lean ground beef. This is the 93% one. Lentils, I'm doing the lentils because just added protein, and I like my chili to be like thicker, so you know, adding in more stuff. I just got this from Whole Foods, regular black lentils, and just follow the cooking instructions on here to cook them and make about like a cupful. That was enough for me. Diced up the onions, like from that same, so you really only need to go to the grocery store and buy one yellow onion because I've used it for all parts of this meal prep. day. 2 jalapenos diced, and make sure, I should put like a mandatory thing across the screen. Make sure you do this with gloves on, or like be very meticulous about washing your hands after, because if you touch anything or your face or whatever, and then you try to wash it off and then it spreads. I've been there, and it's literally a thing. Look it up. It's called like jalapeno burns or something, and you'll be screaming that you're blind, and then you have to put Greek yogurt in your eyes. So just like bypass that and listen to me and just wear gloves, and then you're good. Okay, beef broth, organic, gluten-free, low fat, low sodium, all the goodness. Okay. Organic diced and fire roasted tomatoes, organic kidney beans, organic tomato sauce, and organic tomato paste. If I'm gonna get canned, I'm gonna at least get organic, because I prefer to not use canned, but I mean, who has time for that? So yeah. And then last but not least, I'm gonna throw in some kale, because chili just seems like such a like meaty meal to me, and so I want to throw in more nutrition with the kale. So that's what I am doing. So right now my lentils are cooking. I'm going to go ahead and cook the ground beef and saute all the vegetables and add them in. So to save pans, I'm just going to go ahead and saute these in my chili pot. And we'll go in the garlic. And this is 2 cloves of minced garlic. Stir that up, let it brown and get fragrant. Okay, so right now we've got the jalapenos, onion, garlic that I sauteed in this pan first. Like let that brown up. Then I added about 16 ounces, so half of this, into the pot. Now that's boiling. I'm going to add the lentils in a little bit, just letting them cook a little bit longer on their own. Kale is sauteing, waiting till that gets a little bit more wilted, and then I'll add both of those in, and I'll brown the beef. Okay, so this is all brown now, and I dumped the kale and lentils already in there. So I'm going to drain this and then add that to there. Okay, I have now poured the remainder of the beef broth in there, the tomato sauce, the diced tomatoes, and the kidney beans. So I'm stirring it around. You can see it now has that chili consistency that we all love. And time to add the seasonings. Okay, so for seasonings, we're going to go in, obviously, have chili powder in the chili. And you do about a tablespoon. I know this is more than a tablespoon by now, but I like mine tasting real rich. Some cayenne pepper, about 1/4 of a teaspoon, but I like mine spicy, so we're kicking it up. As you can see, like, I don't follow stuff as it says. Some cumin, garlic powder, you know, super magical. Stir this in. Yeah, you have to remember that this is a big pot, so you gotta do a lot of seasoning so that everything gets coated. I'm gonna go in with some fresh ground pepper. Okay, so our chili is all done. Of course, you could have also gotten just like a chili packet, but you know, these are seasonings that most people just have already in their collection, so why not just use the ones we have? So I would go ahead and either package these in mason jars, or like if you have glass containers, and stuff. You know, glass would be preferred so it doesn't like stain any other type of Tupperware. But yeah, so you obviously have enough for 5 days in this batch, and super easy and good. And like, I'll just let it simmer on low while I finish my other my dinner meal prep, and that way it just lets all the seasonings kind of just like simmer and get in everything and just get, you know, a whole bunch of goodness. So yeah, let's get started on dinner. Okay, so for dinner we are having turkey meatloaf. You know, a cult classic. I love meatloaf. Like, sometimes I go home and mom's like, what do you want me to cook? And I'm like, please, meatloaf, mashed potatoes, me, please. So that is what I am making for dinner this week. So I just have 2 pounds of ground turkey from Trader Joe's, of course. And I have, let's start with the meatloaf. Okay, so I did like a whole bell pepper, yellow bell pepper. I would usually use green, but I had yellow already, so I'm using yellow. The rest of that yellow onion, we like to put them in because it's just, I don't know, I just like to cook them before I put it in my loaf. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Breadcrumbs, you need breadcrumbs for meatloaf. This is organic breadcrumbs from Trader Joe's. Yeah. So that is all for the meatloaf, and then of course I'll show you guys the seasonings that I put in it. Let me go ahead and saute the veggies. I like to put them in because it's just, I don't know, I just like to cook them before I put it in my loaf. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Okay, so you know the onions are done once they're like translucent, and I just want to add the garlic in last because it burns quicker. So yeah. I have to keep bending because I get the setup, whatever. So we have the sauteed bell peppers, onion, garlic already in here. You can now add, I mean, I like for it to cool down a little bit, but I don't really have time for that. So add here, add the ground turkey. And now add your eggs, remember 2. Get your spoon. And just kind of mix all of that together in your bowl. You could totally use your hands, but I don't want to. I'm gonna add in the breadcrumbs. About a cup and a half, but like always, I'm gonna eyeball it. So about that much. Just mix that in well. The breadcrumbs really just help it stick together. Okay. Get some seasonings. So, for seasonings, I love this stuff. I'm gonna put some of this in there. I do think that the sodium content is mucho high, but putting it in there because I like the taste. So, and remember I didn't put salt in like anything else, so this is my excuse. So I got some garlic powder. And you really have to season turkey a lot. Like if you were to do this with beef or something, you wouldn't need to, because beef has like its own kind of like strong flavor. But turkey's kind of blah. So yeah. Oh, and this was garlic powder. No, onion powder and garlic powder that I put in there. Gonna do some Italian seasoning. And stir all of that up. The loaves are already made. Well, not made. I formed them and put them on a baking sheet with some aluminum foil under. And yeah, I just made them into little loaves of bread, it looks like. And meatloaf does not look appetizing, but I love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and bake this in the oven. I wish I knew a time, but I would probably say 20 minutes. Then we're gonna put a little coating on top, you know, that little tomato-y topping that goes on it, and then bake it for like another 10 minutes. Yeah, let's put it in. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on the potatoes, the mashed potatoes. So I've already cut up, I did three russet potatoes. Cut them up into like little 1-inch cube slices, and go ahead and boil them until they're like tender. You can like stick a knife in, but not to where it's like mushy. Okay, so I've reduced, I turned the heat down. It was like really high, and now I put it on like 2, so that's low. And you can check and make sure it's done. You can slice right through it. So yeah, these are done. I'm gonna drain it and then bring it right back into this pot to add in more stuff. Okay, so now it's drained. And back into this pot, I added literally just the little bit of juice that was left inside of here from the chili to give it a nice little flavor. So you can use chicken stock or beef or whatever vegetable, but I just had a little left over from that, so I used that. I'm also going to add some unsweetened almond milk, preferably not vanilla, but I only have vanilla, so I'm going to use vanilla. I don't even taste the difference. Okay, so I poured in, I'd say half a cup. But you don't know how much you need until you mash it and see how dry it is. So, time for the mashing.
2, 3, when you're next to me, I love you, what to do now? Only problem is I love you, what to do? You got me down, make my world spin round. I love you, what to do now?
See? Easy breezy. I don't know why anybody would use instant potatoes when cooking regular mashed potatoes. Is so easy. So I just put it on low because they're completely done now. I'm gonna add the seasoning, so I'm definitely gonna do garlic powder. Where's garlic powder? Garlic powder. Onion powder. So I went ahead and added some of this Earth Balance vegan butter. This is my favorite. I mean, absolute favorite. I love the taste. It tastes just like regular butter, except better. It's so smooth and so low in calories. Like, what are the calories? 80 calories for a tablespoon, and I did like half of a tablespoon, so yeah. And added some black pepper and just a sprinkle of salt, like a pinch. So that is all ready to be spooned into my meal prep plates. And let's check on the meatloaf. Meatloaf is doing good. Roasting in there. It's probably about done. I think it's got like 2 more minutes, and then I'm gonna stick a knife in and do the old checkaroo and see if it's done. I'm going to go ahead and make the sauce that I'm gonna put on top of the meatloaf, which is just some organic ketchup. smoky barbecue sauce. It's the Lily's brand from Whole Foods. Okay. And then a little Worcestershire sauce. I don't know. Yeah. Worcestershire sauce, okay. Just a little bit. I'm gonna pour this onto we'll glaze it on top of the meatloaf. It's been in for 20 minutes. I'm gonna glaze it for a little bit. Glaze just the top, and then put it in for another 10 minutes. Okay, so the loaves are done. I just added some more of the sauce to the top, and we're gonna top it with some parsley because that's just dressing it up, making it look nice. There we go. Oh, it was a little too much in that spot. Oh well. And the broccoli is steaming. So we're getting ready to plate this up and then we're almost done, guys. Okay, so that is dinner all packaged up. Each one has its own little extra little secret sauce. That's not a secret anymore. Packaged with it and ready to go for 5 nights of dinner. Okay, so the chili is all packaged in the glass containers. I only have 4, but that works out well for me because I usually want to go out to eat lunch for one of those days. It's like as my reward, usually Fridays, for making it through the work week. But yeah, so 4 is good for me, and I want to pair this with these grains crisp bread. It's like, yeah, it's just crackers with like a whole bunch of good stuff. Focus, there we go. Sunflower, sesame seeds, rye, oats, flax, combined in a crunchy crisp for maximum cracker satisfaction. So yeah, I'm just gonna dip those into the chili. They're really thin little crackers. So yeah, because usually, you know, you pair like a cornbread or something with the chili, but I'm not doing bread this month, so crisp bread, grains crisp bread for the win. That is it, guys. I finished a whole week. It took me, this was a total of probably like 3.5 hours, but you don't have to cook or worry about any of your meals for the rest of the week. I call that a fair trade-off, and all of these groceries cost me about $70. So that's $70 compared to a bunch more money that you would be spending had you gone out to eat every day or Uber Eats or whatever. So, and you made it yourself, so you know what's in it. And yeah, so I packaged these up. They're all in my fridge and it's ready to go. So comment down below what you guys want me to cook or whatever other content you guys want to see from me. A lot of people requested for this one, so I did it. So I'm very open to fulfilling you guys' request. So try all these recipes out. Tag me in them at dr.destini on IG. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna post these recipes on my blog or not. I don't know, but yeah. So until next time, guys, see you soon.